Well, there we go. So once again, we got Midway with us today, and we got National Math Stars, and then we also always have our good friends from TAGT who are here. And then always, I'm here to answer your questions. So hopefully, I won't blink in and out all day long, or at least all during this session. But hopefully, everyone is doing well, and it's going well for you today. And I do apologize, but yeah, yeah, I see Blake is catching it. I'm gonna make Blake my co-host, and so he can catch. He can play with it. I love it. All right, y'all. So as you know, I always love to start with our state definition and who are the students that we're looking at. And right now, you're looking at, or you've had your shows to see who are those students who are performing at and shows that potential for performing at remarkably high levels of accomplishment when compared to others of the same age, experience, and environment. Really looking at how is that exhibited in the intellectual, creative, or artistic areas. Some of you are just wrapping up your spring testing with April testing going on and going into determining who will be placed for services in the fall. And they're really looking at those students who possess that unusual capacity for leadership, and then those who excel in those specific academic fields. And when are you looking at those specific academic fields? So really looking at that. But then how do our students demonstrate that? That's our goal. How do they demonstrate their skills or in self-directed learning, thinking, research, and communication? By the development of innovative products and performances. What are they doing out there that is really truly different, bringing out that creativity, but really showing how they are advanced compared to some of their peers? And then really thinking, how is our high school graduates doing that? And what are they doing it? And then sometimes they're doing it a little earlier than high school. So thank you, Catherine. Let me go back to share. There we go. This is my life today. And back over here. Pull this over. I don't know what. It's gonna be that kind of day, but it's gonna be a great day. And so this is not my new slide because I did add Kristen to the new slide. I have to find that one. But we have Kristen Graham, who is with us today from TAGT, who will give us our updates. Hi, Kristen.
Hey everyone, good morning. It's so glad to be with you on this, might be rainy for a lot of you too, but everything's super green, which is really nice and good for my own mental health. Again, happy to be with y'all. It's been a minute since I know us at TGT have gotten to see everyone since the leadership conference and spring breaks and all the things. But as we're looking to wrap up the school year, we have you all top of mind. We're still keeping tabs on what's going on at the Capitol. We're still looking forward, with all the uncertainties we have right now going into the next school year. We're still actively meeting and talking with you all and trying to determine what's the best ways to support you going forward. If you're not familiar with TAGT, we are your professional home. We are a professional association that supports you, that supports educators, really anyone that is supporting gifted and talented students. We are a member-centered organization. We have I think 11 committees. We have a board of directors, all that provide input and guidance and direct the association on how we can best empower you and connect you with resources and each other. I'm a former GT coordinator. I've been on these calls before when I was in a school district and trying to figure things out and get things on the right path. So I've been in your shoes. Now on staff with TAGT, it's a great vantage point getting to get to meet so many of you from across the state and look at how we can support the bigger picture of gifted education. you should know, if you're here on this call, obviously you have multiple forms of support. You have Monica and TEA, you have TAGT, you have your region service centers, you have other folks, like I heard National Math Stars is going to be on the call. And it really takes all of those to do your job well. So if you are here on this call and maybe new-ish to your role or brand new to your role, just know there's a lot of support available to you, and just highly encourage you to plug in and find your community and find your people. And we can be a great start to helping you do that. I want to share some good news at the top. TGT has been working on a concurrent resolution for the last this is the fourth legislative session that we've been working on it, to officially have the first week of April formalized as GT Awareness Week in the state of Texas. And we are happy to say that that is officially en route to the governor's desk for signature. It's been passed by both the House and the Senate. And so that might sound like a small thing, but we know, we've heard from some of you that your districts would not let you celebrate GT Awareness Week or acknowledge gifted and talented students in any kind of special or unique way unless it was formalized by the state through a concurrent resolution. So, and hopefully within the next week, that should be officially signed by the governor. And for the next 10 years, that's the maximum amount of time they'll let you have a recognition. But the first full week of April will be GT Awareness Week. And so that I know lots of folks participate in, and it's a great time for you to leverage, the resources that you have and TGT and other things to bring to light both the issues, celebrations, achievements of gifted and talented students, but also it's a really great time for you to platform why gifted and talented services matter. Why does it matter that we identify students and acknowledge that they have special and unique needs? So we're really excited that this has been crystallized and can be a formal thing. I know lots of you, though, have already been celebrating and engaging in that. And so anyway, that's great news. We're still keeping an eye on other things. At the state legislature, we know the thing that affects everyone the most is just general funding for school districts. And, who's to say what's going to happen? We are watching it very closely. We're watching House Bill 2 very closely, trying to keep tabs on what the legislature may or may not do. If you're not aware, basically things are held up right now in the Senate. And so, and that includes teacher raises, that includes the basic allotment being adjusted for the first time since 2019. It includes a lot of things. We'll see. If you didn't see, last Saturday, Governor Abbott did officially sign SB2, which formally creates a program for school vouchers or education savings accounts in the state of Texas. That program will go into effect late next year in 2026. And so we'll also, as with everything, just watch to see how that is going to play out and directly impact you all, and of course what effects that may or may not have directly on gifted and talented services. So on an advocacy front, on a legislative front, that's what we know right now. There's less than a month left in this legislative session, so we highly expect things to be moving pretty quickly in these last few weeks, and we'll see what happens. So that's all I'll say about that. A little bit about TGT news. I put some links in the chat for you to browse. There's exactly a month left until the deadline closes for the call for proposals for Gift Ed, which is our annual conference. Is our biggest event of the year in December. We'll be in Grapevine this year at the Gaylord Texan. So DFW folks, we're coming back to you right there kind of in the middle of the Metroplex. So start making your plans. And if we did go ahead and open up registration, so for some of you that may want to use some of this fiscal year's funds, if you're able to do that and you want to register a few folks, the registration is open. So we had a few requests for that. So if you visit that tgtconference.org, you'll find the registration button. And we'll start to get the rest of the information about Gift Ed put out here soon. Once the call for proposals closes, we'll really get rolling on the programming, and our steering committee will look at all the proposals that will come in and inform the direction of the conference. So we're excited for another great year of Gift Ed and hearing what is most important to you all. Before we get to Gift Ed, but after June 6th, is our Gifted Plus conference, and that will be June 9th through 11th, also in the Dallas area. We'll be in Allen. And the Gifted Plus conference was designed to address learning around serving underserved populations. And so we have actually
Oh, she froze. Look at she's coming back. All right, she's frozen. I know some of you are still there. All right, so when she comes back, we'll continue on. We'll let her wrap it up. Got a little technology. But it's all good because it's raining. We need the water. We need the water. We got to remember that. And then we'll bring Kristen back once she pops back on a little later. But we're going to, everybody's sleeping. Did I lose Tiffany?
Okay, am I back?
You're back. All right.
I'll just take another minute and then I'll be done. Anyway, so Gifted Plus conference is in Allen, June 9th through 11th. So you can go to that link on the website and view the schedule and the programming and some of our speakers. And we'd love for you to join us. We really reimagined the structure of that event. And so it's really going to be a very collaborative, collective learning experience. And we're going to have everything directly tied to the state plan. And you'll be able to walk away and leave with a plan that's aligned with the state plan for how to move the needle, whether someone's a classroom teacher or a coordinator or whatever your role is, you'll be able to do some learning through that lens. And then very last thing I'll mention is our new coordinator boot camp, which is a one-day virtual event that's very much a favorite for especially anyone that's in their first few years and really just needing to calibrate and say, how do I start the year off well? So check out that event. The schedule is up and you'll see some of the topics, and we're going to have a steering committee meet soon to also inform some of the specifics on that, but it's been a favorite event of those that have attended in recent years. So, all right, well, I'll hang on here for a couple more minutes if you have questions, and but I'll give it back to Monica. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kristen. Hopefully stay well, stay dry, and I appreciate you. And as I said, we got Midway ISDs. Tiffany is here with us today to talk about the Gates Shark Tank and how they got started, how they got into it, how they got their finale, and give us a few clips. So Tiffany, I'm going to stop sharing, allow you to share, and it is yours.
Okay, thank you, Monica. Okay, so since January, or right after Christmas, our middle school GATE students were deeply engaged in an exciting real-world entrepreneurship project modeled after Shark Tank. The project challenged students to think critically and creatively as they designed innovative products or solutions to address real-world problems. Sorry, I can't talk, or serve a specific purpose. The journey began with them having an idea development. Then they had to identify a problem and brainstorm original inventions or improvements to existing products. From there, they conducted market research using tools like Google Trends and student-created surveys to determine consumer interest and viability. And then based on their research, students decided whether to move forward individually or in a team of two to create detailed business plans that included financial projections, production logistics, and advertising strategies. And then the students brought their ideas to life by building prototypes and testing them for effectiveness and appeal. Once the prototypes were completed, they refined their pitches through classroom presentations and peer feedback sessions, focusing on persuasive delivery and the clarity of their information. Then each campus hosted its own preliminary, and we had two campuses, but they hosted their own preliminary Shark Tank competitions to identify the top 3 projects that would advance to our district-wide Gate Shark Tank finale. We had serve as judges. We had 2 school board members, one person from Baylor, one from the Education Foundation. Monica Brewer volunteered to come down and be a judge as well, or a shark as well for us. And it was really neat for them, for the community members, to talk about these students. They were really impressed with middle schoolers, 12 and 13-year-olds, being able to present, and were well spoken. They knew their information, and then they were put on the spot when they were asked questions that relate to either their budget or their audience, different things. They knew how to answer those questions. We were super proud. So taking the top 3 from each of the middle schools, there were 6 final groups or teams that presented their Shark Tank ideas. And the judges were just, again, so impressed. It was really neat to see. They were like, how do we pick one of these top 6? They're the best. And they truly were the top 6 out of 45 teams. And so it was really neat to see the judges go through the process with rubrics and to narrow down. And so I'm going to share with you one of our, actually the winner. Let me find the screen to see their presentation.
Hello, Sharks. We are with you here today to
Can you hear
introduce you
it?
to our brilliant business, Cap-It Sharp. My name is Liberty Dunaway, and I am the original creator of the Cap-It Sharp pencil sharpener business. When I was brainstorming what to do for Shark Tank, I was at a complete loss because everything seemed to already be invented. And that's when it happened. My pencil tip completely broke off. Then it hit me. What if I could create something that would fix this problem? Like a capped pencil sharpener to go on my pencil whenever I needed to sharpen it. Hello, Sharks. My name is Jenna Ans, and I'm the co-creator of Cap-It Sharp. When I first heard that Liberty was making this product, I immediately asked if I could join. My pencils always get crushed in my backpack, and I hate when that happens. The Cap-It Sharp solves all of those problems. Let's be real. Is this annoying or is this annoying? Problem and purpose. If you've ever struggled with losing your pencils, your pencil tips breaking, or your pencils getting crushed in your backpack and your backpack getting dirty, if so, then our product is 100% for you. The Cap-It Sharp is designed to fix all of these problems. Also, not only is it convenient to students, but many teachers will benefit from having this in their classrooms as well. Cap-It Sharp pencil sharpeners consist of 2 semi-spheres connected by little magnets, and it has an attached pencil sharpener inside. All you have to do is stick your pencil inside the body and twist. And if you want to start writing, just simply twist off and start writing. Product standouts. The Cap-It Sharp is a unique portable pencil sharpener that attaches directly to the tip of your pencil. Nothing like the Cap-It Sharp exists on the market today, making it one of a kind. It also comes in 3 different sizes, a variety of colors, and is environmentally friendly. The cost to make our product is $3.08. We're planning on selling a pack of 2 for $8.15. This means that our profit is $1.99. Market research. We conducted a survey that 65 total people filled out. One question that was asked was, how annoying is it to have to sharpen your pencil? Over 80% agreed that it was a big hassle and would be interested in investing in our product. Here are some frequently asked questions that we have received from potential customers and former Shark Tank judges. Jenna, what is our targeted audience? Our targeted audience is mainly teachers and students, but anyone can use the Cap-It Sharp if they will benefit from it. Liberty, what inspired you to make this product? I just wanted to provide a convenient solution to a common problem that a lot of people experience. Jenna, what changes or iterations had to be made to make our product better? Well, we had to change the way that we applied the magnets to our product. They kept coming off because they were so strong. We solved this problem with just a simple solution.
Okay, I'm going to stop there. And they continued on explaining their project. They created, as you go through, they created a really nice advertisement where they could show you. So- Okay, so they continue showing how they built everything, but one thing we did make sure that they had a budget that the school provided for them, meaning that each student had about each team had about $15 for their budget. And we ordered the supplies for them so that there weren't things brought in from home, so that it was equitable across all teams having the same amount of a budget to be able to spend. And as we go through, the judges asked some really good questions, and I'll just play a few of them.
And we found that, and we were looking for something to create like the main body with, and we just decided to use that, and it worked great.
Thank you. How many hours did you spend sharpening pencils to test the size for the perfect amount of pencil shavings?
It took about like one class period because we weren't planning on making different sizes in the beginning because we were still struggling with like how to make the spheres and how to connect them. So it didn't really take that long, but we are also planning on making more sizes.
So I know you mentioned how the lid would detach because it's magnets, and that you did some glue. Did you do the lid with the glue also, or is that a goal?
So the lid like coming detached, we didn't add glue to like actually glue the lid to each other. And it doesn't come detached that much. It's just if you're like literally shaking it or being really rough with it. We glued the magnets on with glue, and that's how we kept them on.
You have to empty it in sometimes out at this point.
I love the promo video and I love the bright colors. I know you put a lot of time into that, and you can tell. How long does it take you to make a pack of 2?
To make one singular one, it probably takes varying from like an hour or 2 hours. So if you make 2 at the same time, then you could do everything like back to back. So I think it would probably take around like an hour or 2 hours. When we do have a 3D printer, then that will make the process a lot faster.
Okay, so I hope you get the gist of how the judges or sharks asked questions, and they did a very good job with being able to explain their answers. And we were super proud of that. This was our first annual Shark Tank event, so we have some kinks to iron out for next year, but we were super pleased with the results, and just with the community involvement. The news station came and interviewed a couple of students, and it was just a neat experience to be able to showcase our middle school GATE students and be able to see their professional products. And that's about it, Monica.
Right, you got a couple of questions in the chat. So,
Okay.
first question, when did they work on this? And do they have a DT class time to work on this?
Yeah, so middle school, we have a GATE class. We have 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. Our 6th graders have an individual class, so it is an elective. And then our 7th and 8th grade groups are combined. And so it is an actual elective that the students select when they have like 3 to 4 electives that they can choose from, they select the GATE course. And if they do not take the GATE course, they're served through their advanced or honors courses. But they do have this specific GATE course where they can work on this daily. Did I answer everything?
So yes. So they worked on it during class. They did have class time. So yes.
Mhm.
And one thing she did got mentioned, her superintendent was there to answer questions from the students as we were tabulating scores. And so, but I think they had a lot of community buy-in and the students were happy. So, and I think actually one got a job once she gets out of high school. And so
Mhm.
Miss
They
Faith,
were offered jobs.
yes. All right. Any other questions? Oh, do you have any templates? This is from our friend Blake. Do you have any templates or rubrics that you would be willing to share? And to-
Yes. What I'll do is I will put my email in the chat and I can share with you our rubric and guidelines, the things that we used. Or I can put it in this chat. What do you think's easier, Monica?
You can just drop it in the chat. Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that.
They like to grab things.
I
So,
get it.
all right. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you. It was a great time. And they put a lot of time and effort into it so that the students understood that this was a big, a nice event, a showcase, and then their parents were there, and everybody came out in their t-shirts, and so we were good. It was a good time for all. And a lot of the competitions, actually one student is actually selling his product, and then others is like, you got to still work out some stuff on yours, but it was a good time and it was nice to see. And so, and the staff buy-in was, I think, very important into that also. So thank
And
you,
we
Tiffany,
also,
once again. Yeah, go
one
ahead.
more thing, we included Canes, Raising Canes. They donated lunch for the students and gift bags. And so just including those community restaurants that are willing to, provide food. It was great.
So Blake has one more question or question for the group. Do you involve your upper elementary in this? So is their radar on their radar is something to look forward to?
Good question. Yes. Our 5th grade group coming into middle school next year, they were able to watch it live streamed, and the full event was about 2 hours. And so, between setup and different things, they had a great communication or question and answer time with the GT specialist at the elementary campus. With watching it live streamed, they stopped, they asked questions, and it was a really great experience for the students to be able to see the live stream. Our goal next year is to bus them over to be able to be in the audience.
Thank you, Tiffany. And now we have our friends Keith and Alex once again from National Math Stars who are here to give us some updates and some reminders.
Thank you so much, Monica and Tiffany. Wonderful to hear that update as well. Appreciate that. Monica, just a quick question. We don't need to, but do we have permission to share slides on our end?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
wonderful.
I will
Okay,
stop.
I'm going to send that request now to share, and I think it has to be approved. All right, looks like it's working. Wonderful. I'll get the slides going here. Share. And well, let's try this again. Here we go. Let's do share screen. Wonderful. Here we go. And I hope you can see National Math Stars Texas partnerships. Wonderful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My teammate Alex is here as well, and he's going to get us started off.
Good morning, everyone. Happy May. Happy last month or so of the school year. We're going to keep this pretty quick because I know that most of you have heard from us already the past few months, but just wanted to visit this group and share that we've got just over a month left until applications close for National Math Stars. I know we've been talking with many of you over email, in person, over the phone, but just wanted to visit this group and make one last reminder to please get in touch with us if you'd like to nominate students this year. And please make sure if you have nominated students that we actually distribute the materials to them and give them an opportunity to apply. Keith, if you just head to the next slide, just to run through super quickly, as a reminder, if you haven't heard of us before, if this is your first time hearing about National Math Stars, we are a nonprofit that runs a free support program for extraordinarily talented students starting in 2nd and 3rd grade. It's competitive, but if your students are accepted, we will work with them and their families over 10 years with a ton of financial and personal support to help them access all of the STEM enrichment opportunities they could use. And so it's a really great free opportunity for some of those ultra high flyers that you're serving in your district. Here are some of those high flyers from last year. I know we've got a whole bunch of students from various of the districts here. Blake, I know we've got 15 or so students from Austin area, and we've got folks from all over the state. These are our 2024 National Math Stars, and we're going to be recruiting about 50 or so more students from Texas this year into our 2025 class. And just to put one last pin in it, remember that this is a totally free opportunity. We're really lucky to have the support of several foundations that allow us to provide this service free of charge to the students you serve. And so we do hope that you take advantage of this opportunity. And we're really excited to see some of your amazing students get involved.
And I think this is my slide now. Yeah, so many of you already, thank you for helping open up this opportunity for your students with a partnership with us. And really, we just want to, for one last call for any other schools that would, or in any other districts that would like to nominate students for this cohort of our 2025 National Math Stars. If you have not yet gotten involved and you still want to, there is definitely still time to get you those nomination letters. How it quickly works is you look at your school data, your student data, and you identify the top 2 to 3% at the local elementary school based on math ability. You can look at your students on a map, COGAT, iReady, any nationally or state recognized exam, and any student that's a 2nd or 3rd grade student that's 7 and 9 years old, and that's at the 98th percentile or above, is an outstanding candidate for our program, and we'd love to have them nominated. And really how it works is I'll show you on the next slide, fill out the QR code. Ultimately, all you're going to do is send to me the number of student nominations you've identified, and we send you that number of letters and gold medals in the mail to distribute to students. And then families have that inside that same envelope, they have an application letter to go home and apply for the program. So if this slide right here is going to serve 2 purposes. One, for reminders for schools that already have a partnership with us, that already have letters in hand, or that have already distributed letters. The last date for those applications to be completed is June 15th. If you ever want any updates on how many students from your district have completed the application, or which students have completed, or which schools have sent, or are you getting nominations from, just let me know via this email here on the left side of the slide, and I'm happy to send you those updates. And then also the other purpose of the slide is if you are not partnered with us yet and you want to nominate students this year, go ahead and scan this QR code or just email me. But when you scan that QR code, it's just going to ask you for a tiny bit of information, mainly your email, lets you know, hey, we're interested and we want to nominate students, and then I'll be reaching out to you shortly after. I think that's the final slide of it all. Yeah, so this is slide 7. This is the last slide. If we have the space for questions, Monica, I'll open it up for a few questions.
We have a little time. Yes.
Cool. Yeah. I guess we can do a few questions here. And then, like I said, if there's any others, we're easy to reach as well. And Alex as well just posted in the chat the link to everyone who signed up. That's probably a lot easier. Thank you for doing it that way, Alex. Appreciate you making it easy on everyone. Yep, Bridget, you can email for the status of your kids who's signed up. Just let me know that email right there that you're interested in knowing, and I'll send you an update. Great question. Hi, Tracy, seeing you on the call. Good to see you. I know we've been emailing this morning. Emily, yes, we're so excited. It was wonderful visiting Hearst Euless Bedford ISD a few weeks ago and meeting everyone, getting student nominees there. Wonderful. The last thing I'll say is if there's any schools or districts that have the nomination letters in hand and they want to host a parent information session to let parents know, hey, this is what we're all about, just let me know. We can host a parent information session via Zoom or Google Meets. Or if you have school, your campuses, your campus leaders need to know what it's all about, let me know and we can set up a session for that as well. But thank you all so much. And oh, Blake, this is cool. Thank you for putting that in the chat. This is the first time we've gotten a medal for a goal. I'm not sure how this plays out, but next, yeah, I love this. Intentional with the data you're submitting. Thank you, Blake. Yeah, that's it for us. Monica, thank you so much again for creating the space for us to just remind folks and share a little bit more.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. So thank you, Keith and Alex, for your updates on National MapStars. You know, it's not often we get an opportunity just to nominate, to nominate a kid and for them to get some financial support and academic support for their high school, for their student career to do excel and to do well. And so without you doing the extra work, also on the other side, on your side. So thank you very much for National MapStars. Send kids their way when you have the opportunity. So at this time, are there any other questions, wonderings out there that you may have, or any, I always like to do shout outs and happenings, anything anyone wants to share, or, any wonderings? No questions?
I have a question. Hi, Monica. Danielle
Hi,
Sunshine.
Hi, Danielle.
I know this is more on the advanced academic side, but I'm just wondering if you have any information about the college prep provider application. We were told that our college was supposed to be notified by the end of March, and they haven't received any information.
On which one?
The college.
You broke up.
The college prep provider application.
College prep provider application. Let me check with Kay Humes.
Okay.
And I need to write it down because if not, I will forget.
I appreciate it.
What school district, Danielle?
Katy ISD.
Okay. I will check and then have her get back with you.
Thank you very much.
All right. Any other questions? Connections, hookups.
Hey, Monica, this is Carla
Hi.
Cheshire.
Hi, Carla.
Is it okay? Can I remind everyone about the America Texas 250 that's coming up that we presented information on last time?
Definitely. And then if you have
Okay.
something, you can drop it in the chat also.
Okay, here's the link in the chat. I think I just put the link to the presentation from last time. The America 250, if you weren't here last time, America is going to be celebrating their 250th birthday, July of 2026. And so what they are doing is they are asking the states to get together and all the communities in the states to create some sort of celebration to celebrate it somehow. And so when we were looking at some of the options and some of the things and their vision and the mission, I realized that it lent itself and was directly related to our GT kids. So as you're planning next year for your GT classes and the activities that the kids are going to be doing, maybe think about how you might introduce this and have your GT students lead it in your community. The link is to the presentation is in the chat box. If you have trouble connecting to it, let me know, and I will, I can do it a different way. I don't know if anyone's tried it, if it works, but think about how you might be celebrating America 250 celebration in your community and how your GT students might lead it. Thank you, Jasmine, for letting me know. I'm glad it works. There's contact information in there. Pat Hardy is one of the members of the Governor Abbott's board committee that is helping to spread the information. So if you have questions, you can ask her or talk to her. I can put my information in there as well in the chat. It's really simple. It's just carlacheshire@gmail.com if you're interested in getting more information. But also in this presentation, there's information how it ties or how some connections to the Texas Performance Standards Project and how some of those tasks also lend itself to celebrating America Texas 250. So be thinking about that, and hopefully you will come up with some great activities for your communities and for your GT students to participate in. Thanks, Monica.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. Any other shout outs happenings? Also remember we have our GT education resources page. This is where most of all of our GT Tuesdays are housed, the videos, but our videos are also housed on YouTube on the TEA platform there. We have a GT playlist, but I do want to say, because as you know, all of this takes space, and so a lot of things are going to be archived and moved off the page and put off somewhere else. So if there's something from like 2019 when I first started this, or the first couple of years that she's like, oh, that was great information, I want to keep that, you might want to go grab it before things. I'm not sure what day technology is going to start, removing things off the list, but they are there. We're going to probably do a 2-year rotation, so the last 2 years roll off. So, but if you want anything from earlier dates, you can grab them. I always have all the PowerPoints still, but a lot of things are just going to kind of quietly roll off. And then hopefully I'll do better with putting some things on. But if you missed the finance meeting from the last time, that YouTube video is up. It is out there for you to watch. Peggy Watts gave some great information. So I want to say thank you for joining me today. It has been great. And if you need anything, this is how you can reach me. Email me. Either emails work or make a phone call. It usually goes to the voicemail, but I will call you back. Or just email me. I'm good always. But if there are no other further questions, wonderings, and at least I only blinked out once today. So hopefully everyone have a great time. We got one more GT Tuesday. And our GT Tuesday, for the last one, I typically like to end with a Q&A. So either send me your questions or bring your questions with you, because we'll be getting ready to talk. We can have more communication on those things that are, legislative updates, because they'll be closer to that end. And actually I will have hopefully by that time a major announcement for you at that time. So yes. That's what I want to talk about next time, Blake. I'm gonna wait on that one. Or email me to Blake, and then I'll respond to that. But hopefully everyone has a great day, great rest of your week. Happy Mother's Day. And then I will see you before Memorial Day. So, haha. And thank you. Appreciate you. And actually, have a good one. Stay dry, everyone. Stay safe. Turn around. Don't drown. Remember. Okay. Bye.